St. Francis Prep prepares young men and women for the world of tomorrow by immersing them in the Franciscan tradition's 4 golden links: intellectual, social, spiritual, and physical. Facilities that are second to none. Teachers who instruct and inspire. Values of peace, love, and respect for the individual, community, and environment. High school is 4 years. St. Francis Prep is forever.
From St. Francis Prep High School, the Lady Friars have made the trip from South Huntington for this late regular season matchup against the Lady Terriers of St. Francis Prep, where they will honor some special seniors here tonight, all part of their senior night ceremonies. Well, a pleasant late afternoon. We want to thank, of course, Supreme Hoops, our sponsor for tonight's showdown. Well, Dylan Butler alongside Andrew Deloya, and we'll talk about these teams, the matchup, and all those kind of fun things. But as we said at the very beginning, it is senior night, and which means they're going to honor some special players here at St. Francis Prep. So we'll head over to our PA announcer, Tom Kennedy, right now, and we'll get to the senior day festivities.
Thank our administration, athletic program, for their constant support. Thank you for trusting us, believing in these young women, and allowing us to build something that's more than just basketball. To our JV coaches and our varsity coaches, thank you for the countless hours, honesty and care you give these players every day. The program doesn't work without you. Family, parents, guardians, and all loved ones, thank you for the sacrifices you've made. Rides, late nights, encouragement after tough games. These seniors are who they are because of your support. I'd like to honor St. Anthony and their senior. So first will be the team manager, Tom Dwan. Isabella Turner. Maya Mother. Sophia Novelli. And now for our seniors. Coming out with her brother, mother, and father, our team manager, Samantha Rivera. Samantha has a 98.8 average all 4 years, over $1 million in scholarships. She's undecided between Boston University, Quinnipiac, Mass Amherst. She's going to major in exercise science. She's looking to become a manager at her next school. As a team manager, it's a tough job. She's the real key behind the scenes. Something needs to be done. Sam already did it. She's organized, always on time, and always holding us together. Thank you, we'll miss you a lot. Our next, Christine Vuvalakis. Christina's third-year player. She's accompanied by her parents and her sister. Christina's a 3-year varsity player. She leads with quiet strength, work ethic. Her ethic speaks louder than words. She's selfless and accepted her role. She puts her team first. I don't think I've heard or seen you be tired all practice, all game, all summers. She's also the lacrosse captain, 3-year varsity player. She won the MVP award, defensive player, and scholar athlete. She's been on the principal's list all 4 years, and she's currently undecided for school. Thank you, Christina. Atira Allen, accompanied by her mother, father, grandparents, uncles, cousins. I don't know who else is there. She's a 2-year varsity player. She has interest from Pratt and CCNY. She's currently undecided. She's an honor roll player. She's brought joy to the program. Her love for the game and the way she's engaged has been something special. On the court and off the court, she's a true warrior. I would say that her skill set that really is a separator for us. I like to call her Mad Dog. She always has her Mad Dog face on offense or defense. Atira, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Coming out next, Dr. Hosulis. Accompanied by her parents, sister, brother. Thai is a 2-year varsity player. She's grown so much and overcame a lot. Her confidence and maturity has been very easy to see, and very happy to see how she overcame. Her love for the game and her development has been rewarding for the program. She stepped into a bigger role this year, and you've done a solid job contributing every night. We named the play after her. It's called Special, and we're playing it every season. Undecided. Thank you, Doc. Coming out next, beautiful Boston. Accompanied by her father, uncles, aunts, cousins. Beautiful is a 2-year varsity player. She's undecided currently. She's 10 out of 10 for all her schools. She's a varsity track, 2-time BQ champ, 4-year principal list player. Beautiful has embraced every challenge that came through adversity. You strive, you've been very resilient, and you never stop competing. Your grit and competitive effort is one that I wish I could carry myself. One word to describe you: beautiful, tenacious. Thank you, beautiful. Kayla Donovan, coming out with her mother and father. Kayla's undecided. She's a 2-year varsity player. She's our team captain this year. It's a silver lining seeing you now graduate and being able to coach you for the last 2 years. I've had the privilege of coaching you and meeting you since middle school, and now you're a senior graduating. I don't think I've ever met a person who's passed up a jump shot or a jump shot. You have a very found confidence to get your shot up, and you become a very good shooter in your last 2 years here in high school. Best wishes or whatever you decide to choose. Thank you, Kayla. Aubrey Edwards. Her mother and father. Aubrey's also our captain this year. Honor roll student. She will be attending St. John's University, studying pharmacy. I was trying to think of words to say to you, Aubrey. For me, you're the ultimate protector. Then I thought of, you're a true leader. You're a true leader for our team. You have a true feel for the game. You always step ahead. Your IQ and usefulness is such a standard. You are the reason why we are where we are. Thank you for making everyone better. And finally, Kristen Vargas with her mother and father. Kristen Vargas, 3-year varsity player, team captain. She will be attending Farmingdale State. a player. She's one of our top performers this season, an even better human being. You led this team with your play, work ethic. You really do it all. Through pressure and expectation and adversity, you stood tall, you made the right play, and you continue to improve and continue to impress. You continue making everyone in this room a better place and a better person. Thank you, Kristen Vargas. Thank you, guys.
So a special moment, Andrew, for those seniors, and whether it's as a coach or as a dad, you've been in these situations, and it's always one of those moments that you cherish.
Yeah, you look at all those parents and all the miles in the car, the laundry, the traveling to AAU trips and CYO games, and then it just comes to an abrupt end. So there's a lot of emotions attached to it. One thing I just want to mention, I thought it was really classy that Coach Rizzo gave a little gift to the St. Anthony seniors as well. I don't know if you noticed that. That was really cool. It was for their seniors as well, and it's not just the parents. We see siblings, cousins, uncles, aunts. It's cliche to say it, but it truly does take a village, doesn't it? And we're seeing that here tonight as part of the ceremony. Well, I'm going to reiterate what I said when we covered the boys game a few weeks ago, Dylan. It really is a community here. They do such a nice job making everyone feel welcome and a part of it, and it's a tribute to St. Francis Prep and the coaching staff and these parents and the coaches, and they've created a special atmosphere in this building, and they're also pretty happy that you're back. Back on campus, Dylan.
Not about me, but for them, now they've got to kind of quickly transition, right? There's emotion obviously attached to a senior day ceremony, and now you've got to get back into basketball mode, and we will get back into basketball mode too as well. It's a late regular season matchup. The last one really for both of these teams, and both looking to get into the postseason on a good note.
Yeah, St. Francis Prep, their record isn't, I'm sure what Coach Rizzo wants it to be, but this is a great opportunity going against a tough team out on Long Island. St. Anthony's at 15-7, so it's a really good matchup. The key for Prep is to, after the festivities and after the starting lineup change, is getting back to business as quickly as possible.
As you see the officials speaking with the captains, we'll start with St. Anthony's, as you mentioned. The Lady Friars come into this one with a 15-7 record, but they've made a few trips to Queens, certainly, to play some of the top teams in the city, including last night. They lost at McClancy in East Elmhurst. They lost to Holy Cross as well, but it is a team that is no doubt battle-tested. And Huey Flaherty, their head coach, has said, listen, we know because of the classifications, we could have gone over on the season. We know we're playing St. Mary's in a championship game, so it's all about getting ready and prepared for that matchup in the AAA championship.
Yeah, and having a tough schedule of that nature, it's only going to help St. Anthony's come playoff time. When you're going against the city teams, when you're going against the city teams like a Holy Cross and a McClancy, and the schedule that Hugh Flaherty set up, Dylan, back to your point, has them battle-tested and ready.
Absolutely, and two of the players are looking to lean on today. Hey, listen, they were both honored before the start of the game, right? Izzy Turner on the left, and then Maya Motherway, who hit the 1,000-point plateau back in December. Two of the leaders on a team that is still pretty young.
Yeah, Maya Motherway taking her talents to Wellesley College, scored 1,000 points, her 1,000th point back in December. She's just an all-around good player. And then Izzy Turner, lightning quick, exciting, electric player, good shooter, good finisher. Typically the leading scorer for St. Anthony, so really good players to start the base with.
And it doesn't hurt, too, that you've got a whole bunch of girls lacrosse players on a program that for 2 consecutive years ended up this season as a #1 team in the country, undefeated. So they bring that mentality as well to the basketball court. St. Francis Prep, you mentioned it before. 7-16 is their record, but you've got to go beyond that record because they are part of the newly formed AAA in the New York City Catholic League, right? So that pits them against the likes of perennial powerhouses like Christ the King, Monsignor Scanlon, St. Joe's C, Zavarian, Nazareth. So you play these teams twice a year, home and away. And I'm going to bring another cliche into it, Andrew. Iron sharpens iron, right? And that's what these games do for them this year and beyond.
Yeah, when you have your team battle-tested and playing a schedule of that caliber, anything can happen come playoff time.
And two players that the Terriers, the Lady Terriers, will look to lean on here today. Kristen Vargas, we saw her as part of that senior day ceremonies, the unquestioned leader of this squad. The senior guard, you see her numbers on the year, 15.5. How about dropping 30 against St. Joe's C this year? And then Kaya Hamilton, part of not only the present, Andrew, but also the future of this team.
Yeah, and Kaya Hamilton giving up her starting position tonight to honor those seniors. She's a 3-level player. She can shoot it, she can drive it. She's got a good handle. And Vargas bringing her talents to Farmingdale State on Route 110 in Nassau.
Love it. We spoke with, of course, both head coaches heading into this one, Andrew, and here's what they identified as their keys to this one.
Yeah, for St. Anthony's, you know, he obviously wants to press their guards and pressure them, get some turnovers, get the pace going in his direction. I'm talking about Coach Flaherty's, need and desire to pick up the pace. He wants them to finish around the rim, and then foul shooting has been their Achilles heel the entire year, Dylan, and he's hoping that they can knock down closer to 70% instead of 50%. For St. Francis Prep, force St. Anthony's to shoot outside shots, don't give up the lane, and then they also want to get out in transition, get some easy buckets, and then collectively just come together and do your part, play your role, do your job so that you're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of emotions on senior night, right? So just focus on the task at hand will be what St. Francis Prep wants to do. It is St. Anthony's, it is St. Francis Prep. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
At Supreme Hoops Training, we build real basketball players. From young athletes just starting out to elite at professional level competitors. Our focus is on real skills that translate to the game. Ball handling, shooting mechanics, footwork, and decision making. Every workout builds confidence, resilience, and basketball IQ because every player should leave better than they walked in. Book your session today at supremehoopstraining.com. Keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here at St. Francis Prep, 6100 Francis Lewis Boulevard, the address. Dylan Butler alongside Andrew DeLoya for this late regular season matchup, and both teams already know who they play next. For St. Anthony's, it's about getting ready for Kevin White's St. Mary's squad, which, as we know on the island, is an absolute juggernaut. And for St. Francis Prep, there's 4 of those 6 teams in the AAA out of BQ. So they'll go to the BQ playoffs, which will set up for seeding for the citywide playoffs, and they'll take on Christ the King. We'll head over to our PA announcer, Tom Kennedy, for the starting lineups for both of these teams.
Number 1, Isabella Turner. Number 4, Nia Johnson. Number 5, Julia Anderson. Number 12, Maya Motherwell. And number 22, Sierra Riepi. The head coach of the Friars is Hugh Flaherty. And now the starting lineup for the St. Francis Prep Terriers. Number 33, Aubrey Edwards. Number 10, Talia Hazulis. Number 1, Beautiful Bostic. Number 3, Kayla Donovan. And number 22, Kristen Vargas. The Terriers' assistant coaches are Jillian Wagner, Liz Zulo, and Mickey Elbaum. And the head coach of the Terriers is Anthony Rizzo.
So there you see the starting lineups, Andrew, for both of these teams, head coaches in their final huddle before this final regular season game. There's a good look at Anthony Rizzo, who I joked with him, unfortunately graduated from Holy Cross High School in 2009. Before becoming the head coach of the girls team, was the boys freshman coach for 5 years. Terrific assistant coaches that he has as well. Joanne Wagner, a longtime former head coach here of this program. Liz Zulo, great player back in her day, played at CCNY, and Mickey Elbaum as well. Across the way, it's Huey Flaherty, the 1974 graduate of Monsignor McClancy High School, in his 10th season at the helm at St. Anthony's. And he, too, has some great assistant coaches, doesn't he, Andrew?
Yeah, you have Anthony Smith, Scott Frailer, and Michael Grant. A wealth of experience on the bench that he leans on. Must have been emotional for Coach Flaherty going against his alma mater last night at McClancy in East Elmhurst.
So set to go our officials today: Rich Downs, Raymond Rusinak, and Mike Uliano. Opening tip goes to the Friars. And that is Nia Johnson, their sophomore point guard. Kick to the corner, the 3-ball, in and out by Turner, rebounds Motherway. Feeds it across, another jumper. Second opportunity for Turner, that rims out. And here come the Lady Terriers with Vargas. That is beautiful Bostic up top, the senior out of Far Rockaway. She gets a start. It's an all-senior starting lineup, as you saw on that graphic. Here's Aubrey Edwards, tries to turn the lane, loses it. That's Julia Anderson on the court. Will have a jump ball, and the possession will stay, Andrew, with St. Francis Prep.
You know, we spoke about Julia Anderson in the pregame with Coach Flaherty. He said she does all the little things. That was a demonstration of that right then when she dove on that loose ball and created a tie-up.
Inbound underneath. That was Kayla Donovan to do so. Back out to Bostic. Bostic usually that sixth player, right? That defensive stopper. 2-year varsity player, but an opportunity here on senior night to get the nod in the starting lineup.
I love that coach said she was the female version of Jose Alvarado, especially with all the attention Jose Alvarado is getting right now with the Knicks.
Listen, our Ben Turchin, if he's watching this, his eyes just lit up. Big Jose Alvarado fan, of course, out of Christ the King High School, now with the Knicks. How about the other night that Joe Arbitello and Nick Sanchez had, sitting next to Tracy Morgan, courtside, to watch Jose Alvarado's first game as a Knick. Arbitello gets interviewed by Alan Hahn, which I think only maybe one-ups his interviews with us. But what a night at the world's most famous arena.
Yeah, a lot of fun to see your players have success at the next level, and there must be no better feeling than to see the rise of Jose Alvarado and his continued success. Nice little play here.
Yeah, great move by Vargas. Off the front rim, no good. Bostic the rebound, the kick out, and we'll restart here. Here's Donovan, the triple, in and out.
Yeah, Donovan's a three-point specialist. That's her shot. Coach has no problem with that one.
Look at Anderson running the floor, and she was fouled on her way up. Fouled by Donovan.
You know, you see here Julia Anderson attacking the basket, which is something that Coach Flaherty likes to see early in the game. She's rewarded with 2 free throws. We saw her dive on that loose ball a little bit earlier. She does all of those little things, though. She rebounds, she defends, she's a good passer. She's not, also doesn't try to do too much. She loves getting her teammates involved, Dylan.
It makes the first free throw, so already one of Huey Flaherty's keys coming to fruition.
However,
that's a 1-for-2 trip. The other part of your however is it ends up being St. Anthony's ball. As that Sierra Rippey to inbound, just a speedster. Sierra, the Georgetown lacrosse commit, and that's what we were saying before. You've got a few different lacrosse commits and some younger lacrosse players as well.
I think for some of these programs, if you utilize those 2 3-sport athletes and you have your players that play basketball all year round, and those players can contribute at a high level and do what they do well, transferable skills from the other sports, it's so valuable.
Vargas sends it down court. Donovan tries to save on the baseline, unable to do so, and it will be Lady Friar ball.
You see Nia Johnson with the ball. Little interesting tidbit. Her father, Darryl Johnson, is the head coach at Freeport High School out of Long Island. Was my son's JV basketball coach at Huntington High School about 4 years ago. Great guy, good person, good coach.
And Izzy Turner scores inside. 3-0 start for St. Anthony's.
Yeah, Turner, St. Anthony's leading scorer. Got a great first step. Good handle.
And you know this too from being a head coach, as a long 3 off the back rim by Donovan. Vargas gets the tip on the rebound, but it's not easy to come off a bus, go through a ceremony as well for St. Anthony's, and now play well. But they have done that here in the first few minutes.
Yeah, if you're evaluating their energy level, I think it's good. I think they're ready to go. They're ready to play. And they're defending, which is their staple.
So Edwards called for the foul. We'll have a multitude of substitutions now.
There it is.
As some of the seniors who are not part of the regular 5, if you will, they'll go to the bench, and your more traditional starters come in for the Terriers.
Yeah, you see here, Christina Vouvoulakis, tremendous lacrosse player.
Anderson inside, counted, and the foul.
Yeah, you see here, Anderson does a nice job looking at the basket. That little shot fake freed her up for that 12-footer. Beautiful, soft shooter's touch with backspin. Got the roll.
So I shouldn't say it's all of the regular starting 5. You brought in the 2 additional seniors here as well, right? As you mentioned.
Yeah, coach is doing a really nice job mixing the seniors in, giving them their moment. And when you have this lady, you're in good shape.
Vargas splits defenders, gets the and one. I think in lacrosse you call that a split dodge.
Yeah, that looked like this little split dodge. She went right through the crease.
But a big basket by the unquestioned leader of St. Francis Prep, as Vargas will now try to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, it just settles down St. Francis Prep a little bit, puts some points on the board, cuts into the lead, allows them to continue to manage the senior night.
And she does just that. So first point on the board for the hosts, as it's Johnson on the ball.
Nia Johnson has done such a good job developing her game, becoming a complete player, a pure point guard, unselfish, getting the ball to all the right spots on the court.
And we saw some of Kaya Hamilton's value, right? Just hands straight up, using that length, forcing the jump ball.
Yeah, we featured Kaya Hamilton in the impact players. She does a multitude of things for this team. She shoots it well, good basketball IQ. Had a 17-point game against Holy Cross the other night.
That was a big win just about a week ago as the three rimmed out by Johnson. The ball caroms out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Anthony's.
Good officiating crew on tonight's game.
30-second timeout called by the Lady Friars. Speaking of St. Anthony's, you and I will, I don't know if we're following their bus or not, but we're going to head out to South Huntington for a big late season boys basketball showdown. This is a rematch of last year's Nassau-Suffolk Catholic Championship game that, again, you and I were on the call for at Hofstra, where St. Anthony's, a slight upset. They were the 2 seed. St. Dom's was the 1 seed. That should be a lot of fun out at South Huntington tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game out in South Huntington. I'm excited to be in Friarland, and part of that will be they'll be honoring the former coach Rich Roach, who tragically passed away last week.
Yeah, so we'll have that ceremony as well before the game, and that contest, which again should be entertaining. So off the timeout, Turner to inbound. She'll go backcourt to the sophomore, Nia Johnson. Feed inside off of Hamilton. How about another jump ball? Vuvalakis did a great job just to hold on to it. And now she'll inbound in front of her own bench. The senior from Whitestone.
Yeah, when you see lacrosse players playing basketball, you can just see the crossover. They have so many transferable skills, and defense is always one of them. Toughness, loose balls, all the little things that you need to win a basketball game.
Also from Whitestone, it's Zoe Gunaris, number 5. She handed off. There's Vargas again. Using that strength, Andrew, getting to the rim and getting to the foul line again.
Yeah, she's a true competitor. She's their floor general. When you see her attack the basket like this, she knows how to draw contact, as you see here. She's a good finisher, and she's a good free throw shooter as well.
And using that basketball IQ as well, right? Keeping the ball to the outside, like letting the body absorb the contact, has that strength, and nearly completed the three-point play.
Yeah, you could just see, I mean, it's first quarter, 5 minutes in. She's already showcased why she's a college player. She's only going to get better at Farmingdale. You know, a 3-year varsity guard here for a good program, and then going to play at the next level. I'm really excited to see her play over at Farmingdale State.
She has all 5 of her team's points here on a night where she is one of those honored. And now St. Francis Prep kicks it into the zone, which results in a turnover.
Going back to Vargas, Dylan, you know, the other thing that she's seen a lot of box and ones, and she constantly gets double teamed. So it's kind of like Malik Fields over at Hayes. He draws so much attention, still scores 18. She's still averaging 16 points a game with all that attention and making her teammates better at the same time.
She gets the handoff from Gunaris. Vargas guarded tightly. No different defense from Flaherty right now. They're just playing her straight up as it's Turner with the takeaway. But we do see that switch in St. Anthony's, or St. Francis Prep, I should say. And again, second possession after they switch into that zone, that results in a turnover.
Yeah, if you're St. Francis Prep, you're sticking with that zone as long as possible until St. Anthony's can figure it out. Coach Flaherty will figure it out, too. And he'll take a timeout, or in between quarters, he'll make sure that they're getting the ball to the high post like they did earlier.
Kayla Donovan back into the game, replacing Gunaris, the senior out of Flushing. Really good three-point shooter. Here's Vargas.
Also serves as the team captain, Dylan, good leader.
Switches to her left, high off glass, no good. Rebound goes to Anderson. Johnson to Izzy Turner, drives baseline, the floater, short. Rebound goes to Prep. And there is Donovan. Three-point shooter, yeah.
You know it. Backspin, follow through, rotation, bang, Kayla Donovan.
And St. Francis Prep takes the 8-6 lead. There's Anderson, nice pass from Anderson. Too strong though, and here comes the Terriers the other way. Donovan lost it momentarily, was taken away there by Turner. Motherway drives, no good, and there again you see the height of Kaya Hamilton. Just a sophomore out of Limbrook.
Yeah, she's going to be a really good player come senior year, even into next year as a junior. She's got a very good skill set right now as a sophomore.
Here's Motherway off the steal. Little pump fake. Too strong. Loose ball goes to St. Francis Prep. That's Brianna Diminich, the junior out of Bayside. She's a D1 player as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you have Brianna and Hamilton in the game, there's a lot of length there. They're tall. They block shots. They alter shots.
Vargas too strong. Reapy the other way, and she was fouled. So a couple more free throws.
Yeah, Diminich, you mentioned she's a Sacred Heart soccer commit. Another, you utilize those Division I players. Here you see going back to the replay and transition. Sierra Repe, Georgetown Lax commit, another lacrosse player. It just keeps, it never ends, Dylan. Probably the fastest kid that Coach Flaherty's ever coached, lightning fast with the ball, decent shooter. And Georgetown's very happy to have her suiting up in uniform next year on the lacrosse field.
In and out on the second. Here comes Vargas. What a look from Vargas. And the finish by Hamilton.
Good job by Hamilton to handle that beautiful pass by Vargas. She kept the ball high, as you'll see here, and finished with the left.
Another look from behind the basket. Great finish by a sophomore in Hamilton who averages 8.5 points and 6.5 rebounds per game.
If you're Coach Rizzo, you've managed the ceremony. You got all the seniors in the game, and you've kind of turned the pace of the game around. You have the momentum going in your direction. You're +3 right now. It's a win-win.
And those are always a concern because you need to balance giving seniors, maybe who aren't used to a lot of playing time, the time that they deserve as seniors on a night that they're being honored, but also you're still trying to win a game and still also get ready for the postseason. So a lot of things to balance. And as you said, I think it's been done really well here in the first quarter.
Tremendous. The ceremony was great. All those seniors contributed and played well. And Coach is doing a good job utilizing this 3-2 zone.
And how about with Hamilton at the very top of it as well?
Yeah, it makes it a very tough zone to get into the paint on.
Motherway the rebound, the kick out, the triple, back rim, no good. Look at Anderson, rips it down. Second chance, no good. Another offensive rebound, high arcing three, short. Motherway the rebound, no good. Anderson the rebound, no good. And she will go to the line. I am not keeping official stats, Andrew, for this one, but I think that was 37 offensive rebounds.
37 or 38. Good call.
So the second foul on Kayla Donovan. And Julie Anderson back to the line. She's already 2 for 3 in this first quarter. A very active first quarter for Anderson.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job attacking the offensive glass, trying to find seams in the middle of that zone. And she just demonstrated her shooter's touch with that first free throw.
Second for Anderson, no good. Edwards with the rebounds. And here is Vargas inside the final 30 seconds of the first quarter. St. Francis Prep, the 2-point lead. Ooh, an offensive foul.
Good substitution by Coach Flaherty. Julia Anderson exerted a lot of energy in that first quarter. Now she gets a little break heading into the quarter, and the extra break during the break, during the timeout.
And Turner navigates the baseline for the bucket. We're tied at 10. Final 12 seconds. Kick ball.
That's where St. Anthony's pressure really helps them. I mean, they were guarding the ball full court, creating a turnover and a chance to end the quarter with the lead.
Yeah, Turner to the inbound in front of the St. Francis Prep bench. Goes back to Johnson and the return pass. Good defense again by St. Francis Prep. And that's one of the things that Anthony Rizzo said, listen, we might not have the D1 players or D2 players that other programs in the AAA have, but what we do have is we have grit. We're going to play hard. We're going to play really hard, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, he knows he's going against a super disciplined and aggressive team, and he has to use his strengths to his advantage, and that's what a good coach does. And kudos to Coach Rizzo for putting his players in position to succeed year in and year out.
So jump ball possession stays with St. Anthony.
You got to go quick here.
5 seconds. Errant pass. It'll go out of bounds. Vargas with a big smile on her face, wanting to take that three-quarter court shot, but the first quarter ends tied at 5. My notes say that Kayla Donovan is a three-point specialist. Andrew, there is proof on the screen.
Stops, pops, and it drops. That was impressive.
Tied at 10 here, senior night at St. Francis Prep. More when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
St. Francis Prep prepares young men and women for the world of tomorrow by immersing them in the Franciscan tradition's 4 golden links: intellectual, social, spiritual, and physical. Facilities that are second to none. Teachers who instruct and inspire. Values of peace, love, and respect for the individual, community, and environment. High school is 4 years. St. Francis Prep is forever.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here at St. Francis Prep, Dylan Butler, Andrew Deloy, our entire Varsity Media crew ready to start quarter number 2 with St. Francis Prep. St. Anthony's tied at 10.
I'm not a mathematician, Dylan, but here we go. It's on pace to be 20-20 at halftime and 40-40 at the end of the game. Okay, Dylan?
Here is Vargas.
Right in front of the table here.
Yeah. Guarded closely by Turner. Goes backcourt to Bostic. Beautiful Bostic. Pumps the brakes. There's Vargas. Looks for help. Here's Bostic now. Drives. The kick. Good defense by St. Anthony, shutting everything off. Here's Vargas, though. Rims around, no good. Loose ball rebounds. Goes to the Lady Terriers.
Yeah, that was Ashley Quispia with that rebound. Just entered the game, the junior from Ozone Park.
Here is Hamilton, up top to Vargas. Vargas again, and listen, we've only seen a few minutes right so far, but that is her sweet spot. It feels like driving right side of the lane and getting to the foul line.
It starts with her footwork. She does such a good job out of the triple threat. She sweeps the ball below her knee, and she's got a quick, deceptive first step that puts her in position to get fouled.
Chloe Salgado called for the foul, her first. As you take another look.
Yeah, and she draws so much attention and puts so much pressure on the opposing team's defense.
Vargas missed the first, makes the second. 3 of 4 now, Andrew, from the foul line for Vargas.
Yeah, and St. Francis Prep drops, snaps into zone press full court, and just took St. Anthony's out of rhythm there. Drew a travel on Sienna Caputo, the freshman.
Yeah, they will show a bunch of different looks, right, defensively.
Yeah, it's a good idea when you have a team that has athletes, soccer players, lacrosse players, and a mix of basketball players. You throw different defenses at the opposing team, you chop them up a little bit, you take them out of rhythm.
Vargas off the screen. I was going to say nice tie up there by Turner, but in fact, she was called for the foul. That is her second.
St. Francis Prep will take the ball out, baseline out of bounds in a stack setup.
Oh, what a great look. Joe Loads at Cardinal Hayes would be proud of his alma mater on that inbound play.
Yeah, Joe Loads, another coach who does a great job with baseline out of bounds plays. That was a beautiful set piece.
That's why I said it. Diminich with the finish inside.
Perfect. Yeah, Diminich did a great job keeping the ball high and using the glass.
Motherway 3, no good. Vargas, the rebounds. Hamilton runs the floor like a gazelle, and she was fouled. And 2 quick ones on Salgado. So Anderson will come back in for Chloe.
See, now they're running the same play, and they probably have option 2 or option 3 set up. Option 1 was taken away. Let's see if they get it.
Up top to Bostic. Nice first step, and Bostic with the bucket.
Interesting finish from beautiful Bostic, like a semi-floater. It went down for her.
I love the aggression there as well by Diminich, who head coach Anthony Rizzo described as a rebounding machine. And just like in lacrosse, you can bring a lot of defensive principles from soccer, I should say, to basketball as Turner gets the bucket.
Yeah, everything in soccer is footwork. I mean, you look at what Akeem Olajuwon did. He grew up as a soccer player, became one of the best players in the post, all because of footwork. So it's transferable skills, and athletes are athletes, no matter what sport you're playing.
Turner now with half of her team's 12 points.
You know,
closely.
The argument could be made that kids aren't playing enough of the other sports these days. There's too much specialization. I think there's so much that can be learned from competing with other teams in different sports. It makes you an overall better athlete, probably a better basketball player.
Sienna Caputo called for the foul. That is her first. Some subs again for St. Francis Prep. Zoe Ganaris back in, as well as Samantha Hartwick. Ganaris up top to Bostic.
See, now they're trying to deny Vargas the ball. They're utilizing the athleticism of Maya Motherway to face guard her.
And also Caputo, the best defender for the St. Anthony's team, so she's on. Bostic will have another jump ball, and it will go to the visitors. Turner inbounds, and now St. Francis Prep picks up a little 2-2-1 full court press.
The person assigned to the possession arrow in girls basketball deserves a raise. I mean, it happens so often that there's a tie-up.
I'm looking across the way. Tom Kennedy's the PA announcer, and I think the possession arrow is a student, so I'm not even sure if they're...
Yeah, forget that. They don't get anything then. They don't get them a Snickers bar concession.
Traveling violation called against Johnson. And there comes Vargas, as you mentioned, Motherway on her. She'll go to the opposite side again, 2 defenders, and again draws the foul. This one is on Anderson.
When you look at this play here, Kristen Vargas did a really good job driving to her left and then utilizing that spin dribble. She knew she was overplayed and guarded, and then the help came a little bit late, and she's rewarded with 2 free throws.
Vargas with 6 already. As you mentioned in the open, the unquestioned leader of this team, averaging 15.5 points a game, makes another free throw. Only 1 field goal. The rest have been, and that was as a part of an and one. The rest have been from the foul line.
Yeah, St. Anthony's is definitely making her work for her points, but she's fighting through it. And we'll see if fatigue plays a role later in the game, but as for now, it's working for her.
Anderson misses the foul line jumper. Bostic, as the Lady Terriers look to run. Corner three. No good. Loose ball rebound. It'll go to Diminich.
That was Zoe Godaris from the corner with the lefty three, the junior from Whitestone. Been a little bit of a spark plug off the bench for Coach Rizzo.
And on cue, she's the one who grabs the rebound. There you see, nice first move. She is fouled by Anderson, which is her second, and Godaris to the line makes the first. She's been one of those late season additions to the starting lineup.
Yeah, she provides some energy off the bench. Everyone knows she can catch and shoot threes, but she has got that lefty aspect to her game, which is a little deceiving, and will pay dividends for her finishing this year and going into her senior campaign.
She goes 1 of 2. A foul on the other side. That is on Godaris, her first. Turner checks back in for St. Anthony's, replacing Motherway. Caputo inbounds underneath, gets it to Turner.
What a great step-through move by Turner.
Ball caroms out, goes to Johnson. Bostic, she's that defensive specialist for St. Francis Prep. Anderson up top. Here's Johnson. Great hands inside by Diminich. Good ball movement now. Vargas for three. No good. And then an offensive rebound, or an offensive foul called on Diminich on the rebound attempt.
I'm so impressed with Julia Anderson. I was looking underneath as that shot went up. She had a solid box out. Dylan drove the defender back and drew the foul.
Although you can't tell on our camera, well, there you can tell a little bit. We'll show behind us at some point, but really good crowd here. The reason that they're on the other side is because there's not much room behind us. This is where the crowd first went.
Off the glass.
As
Grace Majka, sophomore, good three-point shooter. We're gonna have to ask her after the game if she called glass on that. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and say she did.
Listen, Banks used to be closed at 3. They are open longer.
Whoa.
Not needing any glass at all. Thalia Hasulis. Starting to heat up from beyond the arc right now.
Yeah, she's played a bigger role for Coach Rizzo this year, a 2-year varsity player. Showcased her ability to shoot the 3 on that one.
21-15 the lead for St. Francis Prep.
It'll be interesting to see, if she truly is the female version of Jose Alvarado, if she'll hide on the baseline and sneak up and try to get a steal at some point in this game.
Caputo turns and gets the hoop and the harm.
Love the energy from Sienna Caputo, the freshman. You see here that little spin move, pivot off the glass, absorbs the contact, and she celebrates. I love that. I love the fact that she's excited, showing emotion as a freshman, trying to get her team going here.
4.2 points per game for the freshman guard.
Did not look like a freshman on that move.
Not at all. Rims around, no good. Vargas, the rebound. Gets to Hasulis, fresh off of that big 3. Another senior from Whitestone. There might be a...
This is a tough spot to take the ball out of bounds, especially against a team that pressures like St. Anthony's.
But there you see a look at some of that crowd. Look out right in front of you. I thought you were going to take the charge there from Caputo.
I had my eyes on the monitor. Didn't see the ball coming. Not going to lie.
Looks at some of the senior day crowd there behind us.
Close to a backcourt there. They got to be careful on sideline out of bounds plays.
Vargas guarded tightly by Caputo.
Yeah, Coach Flaherty's doing a good job mixing up defenders on Vargas, trying to wear her out.
Hamilton can't get the rebound. And they will call the foul on Vargas. That is her first. Majcut, sophomore guard. Both teams utilizing their bench pretty well in this one.
A lot of different players, a lot of different looks.
And also, we didn't mention her yet. Megan Murtha has checked in as another foul was called.
I didn't see that one. I mean, she's picked up 2 chippies in the last minute. It's a concern for Coach Rizzo when your best player picks up 2 fouls prior to halftime.
And now St. Anthony is in the bonus, so Caputo will go to the line to shoot 2.
And Coach Rizzo is having a discussion with the official.
In and out on the first. I was mentioning that Megan Murtha in the game, number 15 for St. Anthony's. And I'm not sure she understands, or maybe she has since understood the reference. But Pee-wee Flaherty says she's like Yogi Berra, a player who just doesn't get rattled, just continues to play.
I don't know if Yogi Berra ran track like Megan Murtha does.
Double dribble called against the Lady Terriers. But do you think it's one of those where maybe at one point Huey was like, you know, you're like Yogi Berra, and she's like, thanks, coach. And then she goes to Google after Yogi Berra. How do you spell Yogi?
Dylan, in the spirit of the Olympics, I referenced the 1980 Miracle on Ice way too much as a coach, not realizing that all of my players were born around the year 2000, had no clue.
Was that before or after the movie, though?
No, it didn't matter to me. I used to ask them, have you seen the movie?
No, for them, yeah, because that's a popular movie.
Yeah, no, they didn't even see the movie. A lot of my guys didn't even see Hoosiers, when I would ask them if they saw Hoosiers and they said no, I'd immediately make them do push-ups. I don't get it. That was Vargas for 2, by the way.
Yeah, baseline.
As we're talking about movies.
Well, I used to always say that about the movie The Paper. I'm like, how can you be in journalism and not had seen The Paper as Turner goes to the basket, fouled on her way there? That is on Vargas, I believe, right? Or was that? It was on Hartwick, excuse me, and then her second.
The first team meeting of any basketball season should begin with watching the movie Hoosiers. That should be the first practice.
I don't disagree with you. And I reference that movie as Turner's first is in and out in multiple sports, because if a team talks about going to a venue and I'm like, do you measure it out like they do in Hoosiers? And
yeah, last night UConn played at Butler, and they actually spoke about the filming of the movie Hoosiers and Hinkle Fieldhouse.
But Turner goes 1 for 2, and the Lady Friar is picking up a little bit of full court. Bostic, and she was fouled by Caputo. Caputo picks up her seconds. And Bostic will go to the line to shoot 2. A lot of foul shots in this one.
A lot of free throws, a lot of tie-ups, and a lot of turnovers in the first half.
First one, no good. And Bostic will go 1 for 2. Aubrey Edwards checks back in the game. She replaces Donovan.
Yeah, looks like they're going back to their zone with Edwards and Hamilton in the back, and it worked again.
Yeah, traveling violation against Caputo. Minute 11 left here in the first half. St. Francis Prep with the 6-point lead. Here's Ganaris. Spark plug. She was the spark plug off the bench.
Yeah, and Coach Rizzo, I don't know if you noticed, took Vargas off the floor.
Ganaris 3, no good inside the final minute.
Trying to make sure she doesn't pick up her third. You don't want your best player, your best scorer picking up 3 before the half.
Edwards picks up her second, so the parade continues to the foul line. And here comes Murtha, who I would suspect shoots free throws better than Yogi Berra.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about the benefits of soccer and lacrosse players playing basketball, but Megan Murtha runs track, and that's another sport that really helps for basketball in terms of conditioning and wind and being able to pressure on defense. Doesn't help you with the free throws though when you're running track.
Well, it took a few bounces there and was an unfriendly rim. Little offense defense for St. Francis Prep. Vargas at the scorer's table looking to come in. There was a violation as a St. Francis Prep player took a step in too quickly. So an added free throw now for Murtha.
Yeah, well, there's a couple things going on with the substitution of Vargas going back in the game. Coach Rizzo knows that they have 2 more possessions. They could get a 2-for-1 with 56 seconds left. But they also have to be extremely careful that she doesn't draw an offensive foul and get her 3rd.
So Murtha does make that free throw and
look for St. Francis Prep to go over the top here with this extended pressure.
Here comes Bostic. Double comes her way.
Good job by St. Anthony's with their pressure.
Now the pressure comes the other way, and Vargas takes it away. Ahead for Edwards.
Edwards with the handle.
Little point forward action. Caputo, look out from behind. Edwards shows that sportsmanship, right? Helping to pick up Caputo after knocking her over.
Sienna Caputo is a competitor. You can just see by the way she carries herself on the court.
Look out, Kevin Catalanato. He almost picked up he almost got the charge. He was staying though, he wasn't moving.
I saw that.
As Caputo to the line for 2. First no good. Motherway at the table for St. Anthony's. Suspect for Caputo. And also Kayla Donovan, that 3-point specialist for St. Francis Prep. So Caputo goes 1 for 2.
Yeah, look for St. Francis Prep to possibly go over the top on this front-loaded press on this one. They were looking for it, it wasn't there.
4.4 second differential between the shot and the game clock. Gunaris cannot track that long pass down by Donovan. Now the shot clock is off and St. Anthony's can potentially hold for the last shot.
And Coach Rizzo's leaving Vargas in the game right now. They're in a 32. She's got to be very careful not to pick up her 3rd.
Here's Murtha. Gets the return pass. The scoop layup is good. 2-point ball game. Here comes Vargas. Corner kick. Gunaris. Side rim. No good. Loose ball rebound. And they will not get a final shot off. Madgecut was looking for it. But it will be St. Francis Prep with a 2-point lead at the break. So we will be joined momentarily by Anthony Rizzo, the St. Francis Prep head coach. Had to get himself some water, of course, before the start of this one. All right, joined now, halftime with Anthony Rizzo, head coach of St. Francis Prep. An emotional night, of course, senior night, and you had to navigate that with giving some players maybe some additional playing time, but I'd imagine you had to, for the most part, like what you saw there in the first half.
Yeah, I think it's a special day for our seniors, so make sure that they have their opportunity and they do their thing. At the same time, we have a game to win here, so for us, I think right now we're struggling really kind of ripping the ball and getting to the basket. We have 24 points. I think we left probably about 12 on the board at the free throw line and just kind of wide open layups. So that's what we'll kind of talk about in the second half here.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about Kristen Vargas. I mean, she's a special player. She draws so much attention from the other team's defense. What can you say about her game this season and how she's expanded her game and what she brings to the table.
Yeah, she's a pure leader. I mean, I think she's seen double teams, triple teams. She gets held through a lot of things. She just finds a way to get to the basket. Farmingdale got a good player in her. She's a leader. She'll have a strong second half. We'll see now.
You alluded to it a moment ago, but what do you want to see from your team now in the second half?
We need to make our layups. We need to catch and run. I think the last 3 possessions we had wide open transition layups, and we didn't even get the ball in play. That's our main thing. Transition, get some more threes up. I think we usually shoot about 20, 25 threes by the half. I don't think we're at about 5 right now.
Yeah, well, let's see them launch it in the second half, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, fresh keys there from Anthony Rizzo. Thanks so much, Anthony.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Good luck
Thank
in
you.
the second half, as it is St. Francis Prep, the 2-point lead here at the break. Your watch as he wants to see some threes by his team. Well, how about Thalia Hasulit styling up from long range? That shot almost from Whitestone from Hasulis, as she has helped the Terriers take a 2-point lead at the break. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
At Supreme Hoops Training, we build real basketball players. From young athletes just starting out to elite at professional level competitors. Our focus is on real skills that translate to the game. Ball handling, shooting mechanics, footwork, and decision making. Every workout builds confidence, resilience, and basketball IQ, because every player should leave better than they walked in. Book your session today at supremehoopstraining.com.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights. But how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
St. Francis Prep prepares young men and women for the world of tomorrow by immersing them in the Franciscan tradition's 4 golden links: intellectual, social, spiritual, and physical. Facilities that are second to none. Teachers who instruct and inspire. Values of peace, love, and respect for the individual, community, and environment. High school is 4 years. St. Francis Prep is forever.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another 3. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Parents, coaches, and players, ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media has been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media @Varsity Media.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Back at St. Francis Prep, Dylan Butler alongside Andrew DeLoya, our entire Varsity Media crew. 2-point lead for the Lady Terriers, 24-22. We take a look at some of the leading scorers in this one. And listen, it is her night, or one of the seniors certainly, but Kristen Vargas came to play, the only player in double figures with 10 in this one. And then what you do like, Anthony Rizzo mentioned some things he wants to see, but what you do like is multiple players scoring the basketball, which is what St. Francis Prep, actually both teams have done to this point.
Yeah, St. Francis Prep has some weapons. You heard from Coach at halftime. They didn't convert on a lot of opportunities. Conversely, you have to be happy if you're the Friars. If they turn up their heat and can continue to turn over St. Francis Prep, they will be in it at the end.
Leading scorer for the Lady Friars, Izzy Turner, with 7 in that first half, as it is Bostic off the inbound to start quarter number 3. Good ball movement. The triple is good by Donovan.
That was a great set coming out of the the half. They got the ball to the middle of the zone. Great kick out to Donovan, and she got her feet set and knocked it down.
Hey, there's a restaurant in Woodside called Donovan's that has some of the best burgers in the city. I like mine well done. That was much like that three by Kayla Donovan.
Why do you always do this at the beginning of the second half? You start talking about the local restaurants.
Well, I had to work in Donovan and Donovan's, and
I love it, but I just get hungry.
Here is Vargas. She'll pull up for three and bury it.
You can tell they like this end of the court. They practice shooting their threes down here.
Back-to-back triples extends the lead now to 8. Loose ball, out of bounds, St. Francis Prep ball.
Points were at a premium in the first half, and right out of the gate, St. Francis Prep bangs 2 threes.
As the number 4 seed in the BQs, they're going to take on Christ the King in the first round there. How about another one? Donovan.
Wow.
Well done indeed.
Just like that, 2-point lead turns into an 11-point lead. Minute and 10 into the second half.
Consecutive triples by Kayla Donovan. Timeout called by St. Anthony's.
That's a timeout, like this timeout called by Hugh Flaherty. If you're Coach Rizzo, you don't really even need to say anything. What are you going to say? Hey, stop hitting threes?
I do, though, highly recommend Donovan's Pub in Woodside. It's on Roosevelt Avenue, like 58th Street or so.
I was intrigued by the Blue Bay Diner. I've never eaten there.
Oh, fantastic. Big fan of the Blue Bay. Here comes Sierra Ripe off the timeout to Motherway in the corner. Up top to Anderson.
Yeah, St. Francis Prep zone is just a little bit more active than it was in the first half. Their feet are moving, their hands are up. You can just tell that they had an interesting halftime discussion with their head coach.
Here is Motherway.
Anthony Rizzo.
Corner, Turner. 9 now for Izzy Turner.
Nice 15-foot jump shot by Izzy Turner. Good arc, nice form.
And that ends the 9-0 run that St. Francis Prep started the second half on. Here is Vargas now. Kick out, no good. Turner, the steal, and the layup.
Good job by Turner responding out of the timeout with 4 quick points.
Getting it done on the defensive side. Here is Donovan. To Bostic.
Great look.
From the Blue Bay Diner!
Kayla Donovan on senior night, demonstrating her ability to shoot the rock.
Hey, she's reaching Jose Alvarado land. What did he hit, 8 last night?
8 threes for Alvarado last night. Kayla Donovan, the captain, 3-point specialist. Pure form. That would have been good from the college men's line.
She now has 12, all from beyond the arc. The lead 10 for the Lady Terriers. Nice hands, look out, fumble on the floor. And that possession arrow points for the visitors. Bostic on Turner. Here's Motherway.
Good look inside to Anderson.
Yep, and she was fouled. Good first step. Fouled inside by Hamilton.
Anderson did such a good job on that, establishing position. You'll see it here in the post, and that was a great post-entry pass by her teammate, Sierra Ripe.
So Anderson to shoot 2. She was 3 of 5 from the foul line in the first half. Misses her first. Had 5 points in that first half, but she did a lot of other things to help her team in that opening.
She certainly did. She's a competitor.
High arcing free throw gets the friendly rim.
Yeah, and one of the keys to the game for St. Anthony's from Coach Flaherty was to make their free throws. I think they're hovering somewhere, I'm not looking at the stats, but hovering somewhere around 50%. If they're going to claw their way back, oh my gosh.
Donovan, a miss there, and then an offensive rebound, or an offensive foul called on the rebound on Diminich.
If that went down, that house would have come down here at prep. No, but Coach Flaherty's very concerned about their free throw shooting heading into the playoffs. He knows they have to hit those if they're going to claw their way back or put away teams.
Driving is Motherway, and she will go to the line. A quiet game to this point for the 1,000-point scorer, Maya Motherway.
You see here, Motherway attacking the rim, drawing the contact. If Ashley Crispay just kept her arms straight up, she possibly could have avoided a foul call there. She extended the arms down, and the ref got her.
She makes her first, averaging 11.2 points per game. Make it 2 for 2 from the line. And the Lady Friars picking up full court. Hamilton tries to go over the top. It's the hot hand in Donovan.
Good crossover.
Here's Vargas. Strong drive to the hole, fouled on her way up.
You have to think that Kayla Donovan's ability, here you see Vargas attacking the rim, but Kayla Donovan's ability to shoot the basketball opens up those seams for Vargas. Because the defense has to put so much attention on Donovan knocking down the three that it just opens up seams for other players from prep.
First is good for Vargas. And with her strength, she reminds me a lot of the boys' point guard from a year ago, Veer Anthony.
It's a high compliment.
She makes them both. And another foul is called. And this one on Donovan. The three-point specialist picks up her third. Here's Turner.
They switch on the handoff.
Driving, switching, fouled on her way up was Reapy.
It must be nice to be a junior in high school and already committed to college, knowing you're going to Georgetown.
So 2 foul shots for her. First is up and good. She went 1 for 2 from the foul line in the first quarter. A few weeks away from getting on that lacrosse field over at Cy Donnelly Field and play for the nation's top girls lacrosse team.
You know, I was thinking about that today as I was driving by Huntington High School. The field is covered with 10 inches of snow and ice.
Well, I think the first thing you do is conditioning, right? Let's get out and
shovel.
Shovel.
Everyone's got a shovel.
100% hard foul is Bostic. Good to see her quickly rise after Turner got that basket. And the fouls, Andrew, really piling up for both teams.
Certainly are. The refs have been very consistent. They know, both teams now know the standard has been set. They know what they need to do to avoid getting fouls, and good game control by the officials, and we'll see how it plays out in the fourth quarter.
Here's Vargas.
With the typical double team that she draws. Another foul.
That is Caputo's third. So now it's like a race to who fouls out first.
And you may be able to use your Hoosiers reference of my team's on the floor if one team finishes with 4 players eligible to play.
Well, again, there are multiple players on the bench. It'll take something close to your other favorite movie, A Miracle, to get to that point. Donovan in and out. Good rebound by Bostic. The handoff. The Karam's out. We'll have an inbound on the side for Hamilton. Hamilton to Vargas. Guarded by Motherway. Takes her baseline. Looks inside, and a traveling violation is called.
Samantha Hartwick in the game for St. Francis Prep, the sophomore out of Whitestone, averages 9.5 a game.
We don't have her block numbers, but she just had one there. Thalia Hasulis checks back in.
Coach said she's been doing a really nice job in practice and brings an added element of defense to the equation.
Caputo, long three. Anderson fouled, and that's an unfortunate foul there by Hartwig. Because she was just trying to track the ball, and it results in a couple more free throws for Anderson.
Anderson's been living on the free throw line tonight.
This is her 8th and 9th attempt. She has made 5, and 5 is her points per game average. So above that here. She reached that in the first half. 1 for 2. Here's Vargas. 4-point ball game. St. Anthony's has done a good job slicing into that deficit. Bostic 3. Back rim, no good. And Reepe's fouled on her way up.
Hartwick again.
And it's her 4th now. The lead, I believe, reached 11 at one point in this quarter. It certainly was 10. And Sierra makes the first of 2.
You see here, aggressive. That was an earlier play where she drew the foul. It was a similar play on the last one.
So again, Rizzo's got to manage.
So we're right back where we started with a 2-point lead for the Terriers after all that activity from the 3-point line.
Who needed those 5 minutes? Hamilton. And Rizzo calls the timeout.
It's called a save the possession timeout.
And we'll take it with them as well. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Terriers with a 2-point lead on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Back at St. Francis Prep, Dylan Butler, Andrew DeLoya got a chance. We were early enough, got to see the tail end of the boys team's practice, and they are the number 2 seed in the Brooklyn Queens playoffs behind Nazareth.
Yeah, when we got here, Coach Lynch was running them through some intense drills. They were working on some of their passing and shooting, and he has his boys ready for the playoffs.
And we are as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We've got the BQ final here at St. Francis Prep next Friday, and then a day later we'll head across the bridge over to Murdoch Avenue in the Bronx for the Archdiocese final, and the BQ, then the B, the A, the double A, quarters, semis, and finals, all from that historic Rose Hill Gymnasium at Fordham University. Thanks, of course, to Maspeth Federal Savings for making that all possible. High arcing three, no good. How about Bostic for the rebounds? Possession stays with St. Francis Prep. That was Hasulis with the corner three attempts.
They're back into that high stack play that they ran in the first half.
Hamilton. Another foul was called. This one against Chloe Salgado. It is her third. You would be hard-pressed to find many players who are seeing any time that have less than 3 fouls at this point. Bostic to Vargas. High arcing three, in and out. Anderson the rebounds. And we come the other way. Look inside, power basketball by Anderson. She was fouled on her way up by Hamilton. And the trivia question answer is, it is Hamilton, because she has 2 now. So she's not quite at 3.
Well, yeah. Next possession it might happen, though.
It has been a foul shooting bonanza. This is now the 11th free throw that Julia Anderson has attempted in this game. And like a few of her other trips, she goes 1 of 2, but nice offensive rebound by Turner.
Now they have a chance to take the lead.
3, no good. Off the hands of Hamilton. She has that long reach, just unable to corral that basketball. Ball goes up top to Salgado.
Here's Motherway.
The runner, front rim, no good. Rebound, no good. 3 for $1, no. Bostic the other way. Will we get a possession without a foul? That is the question.
That is the question, or a tie-up.
Ooh.
Nice little Iverson set that they run for Vargas.
Kick out, 3, bang! Hasulis. Her second triple of the game.
We asked Coach Rizzo to have them fire up some threes in the second half, and he answered the call.
He said he wanted, what, 20-something? That's what Joe Loads at Hayes has asked for, is another foul called. It's on Salgado. It's her 4th. And already with 1:35 left in the third, St. Francis Prep in the bonus. Well, actually, both teams are in the bonus.
You see Coach Flaherty talking to his freshman, Salgado. Always teaching, always coaching. Does a great job with this program in his 10th year. Runs a great camp during the summer, Coach Flaherty.
Vargas makes it 2 for 2. She too has made several trips to the foul line. She is 10 of 11.
Nice move by Motherway with the crossover.
That is her first field goal of the game. 4 points in this third quarter from Motherway. And again, full court pressure applied by the Lady Friars. Here is Bostic. Look at her speed down the court. Bostic with a beautiful layup.
Coach Flaherty's not going to be happy with his help defense on that one. He'll have a discussion about it in the film room.
Corner 3, bang! Gunaris.
The lefty from the corner, bang.
Well, Rizzo wanted some threes, and he got a bevy of them, and now the old school potential from Anderson.
Great look here from Motherway to Anderson. She handles it, finishes through contact.
6 threes made in this third quarter by St. Francis Prep. And another foul called on that offensive rebound attempt.
They got it on prep. I think they may have gotten,
well,
Brianna Diminich.
It is, and that is her fourth. So Motherway toes the line, looking for a couple more free throws.
Ashley Crispy checks in for Diminich.
First is good. Motherway 3 for 3 now from the foul line. That no good. Offensive rebound, and this will be a jump ball. Possession goes to St. Francis Prep. Vargas off the inbounds. Motherway on her. Gunaris.
I thought she was going to launch that one.
Bostic, foul line, jumper is good.
Great pull-up jumper by Bostic. She saw the traffic in the lane and really, really good decision to pull up from the elbow.
Inbounds by the St. Francis Prep bench. Here comes Turner. They try baseline, look inside. Anderson gets to the hard way. Final seconds of this quarter, and the time winds down without an attempted shot.
You see number 3 on the jersey from Kayla Donovan. Bang from deep. That's her first. Another one.
Number 3 had 3 triples in the third quarter. Clap it up for Kayla Donovan. Her team has a 6-point lead at the break. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
At Supreme Hoops Training, we build real basketball players. From young athletes just starting out to elite at professional level competitors. Our focus is on real skills that translate to the game. Ball handling, shooting mechanics, footwork, and decision making. Every workout builds confidence, resilience, and basketball IQ because every player should leave better than they walked in. Book your session today at supremehoopstraining.com. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at St. Francis Prep, Dylan Butler, Andrew Deloya. Fourth quarter about to begin, and the Lady Terriers with a 6-point lead.
What an exciting third quarter, Dylan. Back and forth action. Pressure defense from St. Anthony's. Big time threes by St. Francis Prep.
And this is the regular season finale for both of these teams. Before the start of the season, Huey Flaherty, the St. Anthony's coach, knew on March 2nd, they take on St. Mary's of Manhasset.
What a great stroke by Motherway to, that's the best way to beat a zone. You get the ball inside, back out. She had her feet set and connected.
A lot of scoring in that third quarter for both of these teams. They combined for 48 points. Vargas to the cup. She's got 19 now.
That's the right thing to do when you're feeling that extended pressure. Rip it through, as Coach mentioned at halftime. Wow, great answer from Izzy Turner with the pull-up jumper.
15 for Izzy.
Dylan, most games it's layups, free throws, and defense, right? St. Anthony's and St. Francis Prep both play great defense. It comes down to who's going to make layups on the interior and who's going to make their free throws down the stretch.
And Vargas was the one fouled by Turner. Her third. See it again.
Vargas attacking the rim. And they got Turner on the reach.
Vargas gets it to Hamilton in the corner.
Bostic thought about it.
7 points for Bostic. The triple, no good by Donovan. She has not missed many tonight. Now it's Turner the other way. Motherway, and she will go to the line, fouled by Hamilton. Now that is her third. So Motherway averaging 11.2 points a game, was scoreless in the first half. She has 8, make it 9 now.
Got a nice stroke from the free throw line.
In and out, Anderson the offensive rebound. Kick out. Izzy, Turner, bang.
First lead in a long time for the Friars.
Let's see how Vargas and the Lady Terriers respond. It is to Hamilton now. Hamilton, 3, back rim, no good. I did have a good call for that if she made that, by the way. Hope to use it.
I'm excited.
Later in the broadcast. Motherway for 3. Bang! Maya Motherway heating up in this fourth quarter.
Maya Motherway has such a great basketball IQ. You could tell that she was just getting a feel for the game in the first half, looking to figure out where she could find her spots, and she certainly has in the second half.
Vargas hands off, the runner in the lane, no good, loose ball, of course it goes to Anderson.
2-on-1 on the break.
Johnson fouled on her way up by Donovan. And for Donovan, her fourth.
The momentum shift in this game has been interesting. You know, you had St. Francis Prep with that 10-point lead in the third quarter. St. Anthony's scraped, clawed all the way back, and that was taking the lead early in the fourth. This game is far from over, but great job by St. Anthony sticking with it, playing their defense, and getting the game flowing in their direction.
Yeah, it feels like we're going to have a few more swings of the pendulum.
Missed free throws can do that. St. Anthony's has an opportunity here to extend their lead.
As Johnson will go 1 of 2. So now if you're St. Francis Prep, you got to be smart here. You need a basket. You can't afford this one to... And that's a good timeout by Rizzo.
That's the second timeout he's had to use when the ball's been on the baseline out of bounds. With St. Anthony's extending their pressure, and that's one of the things that if you're going against a team that presses, you know, and they make you burn your timeouts, it can come back to haunt you late in the game.
Well, some of these players hope to follow in the footsteps of some terrific alums, says Destiny Howell at Wisconsin, Ariana Davis across the bridge at Iona, Christina Saros at Emory, Kayla Martin at Gardner-Webb, and Kamora Smith at South Carolina State.
Impressive list.
And while Rizzo said, I don't currently have a D1 or D2 player, seeing some of these younger players, seeing Hamilton, like you get the sense that they're not too far away from continuing that lineage.
Yeah, and I could see Kayla Donovan finding a spot next year. There has to be a place for a shooter of that caliber.
Well, let's see what the Lady Terriers have drawn up here off the timeout. Down by 5, 5:19 remaining in regulation, and this the final game of the regular season.
One thing St. Francis Prep has not done in this game has gone over the top on the press break on this front-loaded press.
Yeah, you've called for it.
Yeah, I think it was there earlier.
And seeing the speed of a player like Bostic, you would think that she'd be a good candidate for that.
Yeah, even if you don't get it, I mean, now might not be the
triple in and out.
Now might not be the time to go over the top, but if you do it early in the game, at least the defense has to think about it.
Another trip to the foul line as Motherway was fouled.
You see here Motherway with the handle, went right into the contact.
And the second on Gunaris.
Yeah, Gunaris had the opportunity to wall up there and just didn't get there quick enough, and unfortunately received the foul.
And again, Motherway has done all of her scoring in the second half. She now has 8 in this quarter after 5 in the third quarter. So you talk about a key to this change, the momentum change, is number 12 has been all over it. Bostic for 3, much, or a deep 2. Make it a deep 2 for St. Francis Prep, but still much needed for the Lady Terriers. As it's Vargas now. Bostic, one of the seniors honored before the start of this one. Known more for her defensive prowess, has scored 9 big points. Here's Vargas trying to shake off Motherway. Motherway gets the better of that matchup. And now Motherway, that could have gone the other way.
Yeah, I thought.
And actually, no, it did.
It did. Yeah, I thought Vargas got hit down there, and it almost looked to me like possible makeup call. But we'll look at the replay at some point, and we'll see if the arm was extended.
And it's funny because Rizzo's first reaction was to be upset.
Yeah, here it is right here. Yeah, just, I don't know. Tough call. Tough call to make.
There's been a few tough calls to make here tonight.
It's a difficult game to officiate. I think the refs are doing a great job with their game control.
Vargas, runner, no good. Anderson ripped away by Vargas. Guarded by Turner.
It's a big possession here with 4 to go.
Asulis. Johnson on her, hands it off to Bostic. Gunaris thought about a drive to the basket instead, where she is fouled by Nia Johnson.
You see here the pressure by St. Anthony's. They're overextended. Great job by Husalas getting to the bucket.
Thalia will shoot 2. To this point, all of her points come from beyond the arc. She's knocked down a pair of triples. She's added a free throw to that mark.
She can shoot the 3. She's very good at going downhill, as you saw there on that replay. And she's got a nice form from the free throw line.
Doesn't get the roll here. She'll go 1 of 2. 3-point ball game.
Yeah, 1 possession game. If you're St. Anthony's, you want to make sure you get a good one on this possession. They left her wide open.
Rapey 3, no good. We go the other way. Bostic up top, guarded by Turner.
Motherway face guarding Vargas.
Well, that's another defense now that she's got to face, right?
Yeah, well, they got to get her a screen. They got to do something to get her the ball.
And Motherway fouled Vargas there. And Rizzo said she's faced double teams, box and 1.
A little bit of everything, and she's fought through it to average 15 a game.
There you see it again.
Just a lot of contact. They had to make that call.
Here is Vargas.
Next foul puts St. Francis Prep on the line.
Good job by Vargas. Kick out, good ball movement. Gunaris counted on the foul.
Good job attacking the rim, utilizing the left off the glass. Chance to tie the game.
She completes the three-point play. We are tied at 58.
We got a good one here, Dylan.
Bostic picks up the foul, her first, the team's fourth.
That's one of the most surprising things of this game. With as aggressive a player as beautiful Bostic is, that's her first foul in this game.
Inbound underneath for St. Anthony's. Reapy Motherway off the glass and in.
Nice set play by Hugh Flaherty. He wanted a timeout too late.
Daenerys tucks it under, off glass, too strong. Anderson the rebound. What do we got? It's like a second foul now on Bostic.
Guess who's going to the free throw line again? Vegas odds had that one, right?
The correction is Daenerys with the foul, her third. And Anderson, real estate in Northeast Queens is not cheap, but she has taken up a residence at that foul line. And that one's short.
This is what Coach Flaherty was talking about, the ability to put away teams from the free throw line. It was one of his keys to the game, and here we are with 2.5 left to go.
And this now Anderson's 14th free throw attempt. And she makes it. Of those 14 shots, 7 made.
St. Anthony's in their extended press.
That certainly
Both
worked.
teams are in the bonus.
It has worked well for them. Here is Bostic.
Donovan back in.
And Vargas now playing off ball. Trying to shed Motherway. Here is Bostic.
We talked about Motherway's offense. Her defense has been outstanding in the second half. Great finish by Bostic, and she flexes.
High off glass and in. 1 point ball game inside the final 2 minutes. Anderson to Turner. Turner, what a great first step for Izzy Turner. $19 for Turner. Careful with the backcourt. Donovan. And again, Motherway like a blanket on Vargas.
Yeah, she's so active defensively. She's doing such a good job on Vargas. Vargas is such an outstanding offensive player. She got her there.
So Motherway called for her third. And Vargas back to the line as well.
What you like about this game, Dylan, is the officials have been consistent all the way through with how they've called the game. And that's all you can ask for.
And Vargas has been consistent from the foul line as well. $11 for 12. Make it 12 of 13 now.
What else can you ask for? A 1 point game with 1.5 minutes to go.
21 now for number 22 in white. Motherway to kick to Turner. Repeat Johnson for 3. Side rim, no good. Where's the ball going? It goes to Daenerys. Here comes Bostic. Well ahead of the field is Donovan for the layup. You could hear the roar in this crowd before the pass was even given.
She was wide open.
Because everybody behind us saw Donovan leak out like that.
Yeah, if you're playing men's league basketball and a guy pulls that one, you don't like it. But when you're in a one-point game in the Catholic League, it's perfectly acceptable to get ahead of the pack.
Donovan, all of her points to that point were from beyond the arc. So she showed there she could score from in tight as well.
I'm surprised she didn't dribble out and bang one from 19-9.
Well, during this timeout, 1:06 left. A reminder for what we have coming up for you tomorrow. The St. Anthony's boys taking on Mello Mohid and St. Don. Talk about a guy who makes free throws.
Oh, Mello
What is he up
Mohid.
to? 1,012?
113 on the year.
A little bit off.
I looked at the stats. That's more than most teams in the Catholic League have put together.
Fun one there. St. Dom's kind of rounding into form. The Catholic League on the boys' side on the island is crazy. There's 5 teams who could lay claim to having a legit chance. And then you even throw in a Kellenberg who pushed St. Anthony's to the wire last night as that kind of underdog and the maybe put a few shekels on Kellenberg to win.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think a lot of people are talking about Chaminade enough. You got Chaminade, Holy Trinity, St. Dominic's, St. Mary's and St. Anthony's all in the mix, and Kellenberg giving them fits.
Inside the final minute of regulation time. Steal. How about Diminich?
You don't want to pick up your dribble there.
And Diminich needing all of the size that she has there to grab that ball. And now Brianna will go to the foul line.
Yeah, that's Anderson's 4th, Dylan.
Diminich's Sacred Heart Soccer commit. Huge free throw.
Another big free throw.
Ice water.
You don't need a 3 here if you're St. Anthony's. There's plenty of time on the clock. You're in the bonus.
Motherway kicks it to the corner. Turner tries to find something there. Nothing.
Wow,
Goes
what a
back
great
under.
move.
No good. What do we have here? Jump ball. Possession, St. Francis Prep.
Plenty of time left in this game. With the way St. Anthony's applies pressure, a lot of things can happen with 31 seconds left in the game. And she cannot run the baseline right now.
So do we Vargas to inbound. Big inbound here. Good timeout by Rizzo.
It's the 3rd time they've used a timeout with concern about putting the ball in bounds.
I think you've made a great point, because even if you don't make that long pass early, now you've got to defend it. They've not shown that, so they're playing up tight, which makes it even harder to get that ball inbound.
Yeah, well, now you have a 3-point lead, so you can take a little bit of a shot, but early in the game, I used to love when teams would press, we try to go over the top early. I told our guys, even if you throw it out of bounds, just put it in their head that we might be doing it the entire game. It just relieves a little bit of that pressure.
So to reset, St. Francis Prep, 3-point lead. The bonus after the inbound will go towards St. Anthony's. There is 0.7 differential between shot and game clock. Also, both teams in the bonus.
Yeah, and right now, with that board, Coach Rizzo is designing a play to get his best free throw shooters the ball. So and that's the second challenge of this is, getting the ball in bounds, but also getting it to someone who can hit a free throw.
And by calling that timeout,
advance the ball.
Yes.
Which is different than the men's game, which I'm not used to. I think that change potentially could be made at some point.
So they'll run a stack play here, St. Francis Prep, with Vargas to inbound. You can go backcourt, which they did to Donovan, and there is a foul.
And good job by Coach Rizzo getting the ball in the shooter that's had a successful night at the free throw line.
Yeah, Vargas has lived there. 12 of 13 to this point, 3-point lead. This first one, massive. Was there any question?
No, she's got it down.
22 as now the Terriers have 6-7, and it's going to stay there. A rare miss there, Motherway. The outlet. Shot short, big rebound by Ganaris. And it'll be Bostic to the foul line. Foul by Johnson. Her second. And 2 big foul shots by Bostic. That was beautiful. And the second good as well.
And Coach Rizzo is substituting Atira Mad Dog Allen into the game. Honor roll student, 2-year varsity player. Getting some burn in a big game with 6-point game with 17 to go.
And you wonder what a game like this can do for the St. Francis Prep team. Again, wins have been hard to come by. 7 and 16, as you see in the bottom of your screen, playing in a ridiculously difficult division in the AAA in New York City. They know they've got Christ the King coming up in the BQs.
Yeah, it's all about confidence. It's all about momentum. When you have a player like Vargas, you could be in any game, and they have great supporting cast around them, good shooters. If you get hot on the right night, you could clip someone.
And listen, it's not quite the underdog mentality of Miracle, right? But these are high school kids, and when you've got leaders and seniors like you do at St. Francis Prep, you've got a shooter's chance, as you mentioned. Vargas and Bostic especially, great games in this one.
And all the seniors for St. Francis Prep, once again, congratulations to Bostic, Donovan, Hazalis, Vuvulakis, Vargas, and Edwards.
And the game started with all seniors, and Rizzo hopes it's going to end with all seniors, as 5 seniors on the court here on senior night at St. Francis Prep. I certainly would believe that the message was going to be no fouls, please.
Yeah, and St. Anthony's, if they got exactly what they wanted, they got fouled, and they're going to the free throw line to stop the clock, with only taking 2 seconds off the clock.
So Turner will go to the line for 2. $20 for her, which is 6 points higher, now make it 7 than her season average.
St. Francis Prep has to do a good job getting the ball in bounce against this pressure. Still plenty of time on the clock. A lot can happen.
1 for 2, big rebounds. And Allen, the senior out of Rosedale, will go to the foul line. Foul was by Izzy Turner, her 4th.
And Bostic back in the game for St. Francis Prep. Getting Brianna Dimonich a nice round of applause from the home crowd.
If Atira knocks this one down, this place is going to explode. just back room in the first.
We like to see that for the senior. Puts in so much time, energy, and effort. Her teammates are celebrating. Great to see for a senior.
14 seconds remaining in this one. And it is a regular season that's ending with potentially a couple of emotional wins, right? A big win over Holy Cross for St. Francis Prep in the girls' version of the Battle of the Boulevard. And now one where you did face adversity, right, in this one at different points, especially there down the stretch. And St. Francis Prep has done a good job taking their shot or taking St. Anthony's shot, absorbing it, and taking one of their own.
Yeah, when they look at the film, there's a lot they can work on, a lot they can draw from to make themselves better come playoff time. And most important thing was they got to honor their seniors and potentially come out of here with a victory.
Yeah, a lot of smiles right now in the court. They're hoping to end this one in a good way. So now even the parents and the families behind us echoing, no doubt, what Rizzo said. No fouls. As it'll be Turner to inbound. Here is Motherway from long range. Banks it in!
I heard her call glass on that one from the table there.
13 fourth quarter points from Maya Motherway. She was scoreless in the first half. Talk about a PTPer. Another look.
From deep, off the glass.
$18 now for Motherway. Scored her 1,000th point back in December.
You get a look at Coach Flaherty there talking to Motherway. Definitely talking about the strategy of how they could get a quick steal here and what they need to do to cut into that three-point lead.
Yeah, so 10.5 on the clock. So St. Francis Prep will take a second timeout, which I believe will now give them that ball at half court.
And I believe that's Coach Rizzo's last timeout.
Well, we have an opportunity. Want to thank Supreme Hoops for their sponsorship of this one. Some terrific training, right? You want some professional training, whatever level you're at, you can get that done at Supreme Hoops.
This has been a supremely good high school basketball game, Dylan Butler.
I see what you've done there, and I like it.
It's been a beautifully supreme game.
All right, so Vargas will inbound. Again, they'll run stack. You can again go backcourt on the inbound if you are the Terriers.
Vargas is does such a good job with the inbound, and such a good passer, and they have the options of different shooters who can make free throws.
And Salgado was called for the foul. Not that it's a race that you want to win, but Salgado the first to foul out in this one. So it'll be match cut into the game. Gutierrez on the line. And again, this first one is big. Can make it a two-possession game, and she does that.
Yeah, that pretty much seals the deal for the Terriers, Lady Terriers.
8 now for Zoe.
Last thing you want to do if you're St. Francis Prep is foul on this possession. They have a violation on the play. She's going to get another one.
Sepenaris will attempt another one here. Back rim, no good. And who should, like, it's fitting, isn't it, right? Like, the ball should be in Vargas's hand at the end. Another rebound. As Izzy Turner now fouls out. And Vargas to shoot 2 more free throws.
Izzy Turner left it all on the floor. You see she's getting congratulated by her teammates. Nothing to be ashamed of with the way she played tonight.
So 4.9 seconds left. As Ella Stewart, the sophomore, checks in. And this evening started with Kristen Vargas being one of 7 seniors honored before the start of this one, and fittingly the captain and leader will ice this game for St. Francis Prep. One more jump ball, possession St. Anthony's, and some more seniors stepping onto the court for their last regular season home game. And how about the curtain call for Vargas? Gets the hug from Joanne Wagner. And the assistant coaches, as this one will end 72-67. On senior night, the seniors have delivered in a big way for St. Francis Prep. No one stepped up bigger than Kristen Vargas, and will be joined by the senior captain momentarily after 23 points in this 72-67 win. Kristen Vargas gets the assist from Aubrey Edwards, and now she joins us at the table. Kristen, congratulations. Big way to end this regular season. Look, at senior night, a lot of emotions. What did this night mean for you?
Being on varsity 3 years and playing here for 4 years, it's meant a lot. Meeting my teammates who are like my family, and it's just like coming forward, and it was a good night.
It certainly was a good night. We were super impressed. You were getting a lot of defensive pressure on you, and you handled it well. Tell us a little bit about your decision and where you're going to college.
Yeah, I'm going to Farmingdale State College. Just like their recruiting, they really made me feel like at home, and I think it's going to be a good fit, like playing-wise, and like how they run their sets and everything. So
good for you.
It's a game that there are a lot of free throws, and you felt super comfortable there at the foul line. Helped you get 23 points here tonight. What does this win do for you guys now heading into the BQs?
It gives us momentum. It's been a lot of up and downs this season, but I think winning this, going right into the playoffs, it's really going to boost us. And if we keep the same momentum, we can make a run.
You have a future in television, by the way. The way you answer those questions, you could be doing this job in 10 years. But I just enjoy playing.
Let her enjoy basketball
enjoy playing
first.
as long as you
She's
can.
not going to take our job.
Thank you.
Kristen Vargas, congratulations. What a game for the senior leader of this St. Francis Prep team. What a night. What a performance from Kristen Vargas.
What a great job. And you just love the joy of, you could just tell that's a together team, and they really enjoy being around each other. That was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch, and it started with some senior night ceremonies here. Final regular season home game for those players, and Vargas to the cup with authority. And then Thalia Hasulis dials it up from long distance. Talk about long distance. Kayla Donovan, well done. Not one, not two, but three in the third quarter. Donovan also gets to the basket. They love what they're seeing here. That was the 6-7 bucket for the Lady Terriers as St. Francis Prep wins this one 72-67 on senior night. For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney. For Kevin Catalanato and Mike Verdi, bringing you all those great moving images. For my broadcast partner, Andrew DeLoya, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from 6100 Francis Lewis Boulevard, better known as St. Francis Prep. We'll see you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.